And with the day of reckoning so close at hand, we're reminding Congress that they must act now to modernize FISA. First, our administration feels strongly that an updated FISA law should be made permanent, not merely extended again with another sunset provision. We can always revisit a law that's on the books. That's part of the job of the elected branches of government. But there is no sound reason to pass critical legislation like the Protect American Act and slap an expiration date on it. Fighting the war on terror is a long-term enterprise that requires long-term institutional changes. The challenge to the country has not expired over the last 6 months. It won't expire anytime soon, and we should not write laws that pretend otherwise. Second, the law should uphold an important principle, that those who assist the government in tracking terrorists should not be punished with lawsuits. We're asking Congress to update FISA, and especially to extend this protection to communications providers alleged to have given such assistance any time after September 11, 2001. This is an important consideration because some providers are facing dozens of lawsuits right now. Why? Because they are believed to have aided the U.S. government in the effort to intercept international communications of al-Qaeda-related individuals. We're dealing here with matters of the utmost sensitivity. It's not even proper to confirm whether any given company provided assistance, but we can speak in general terms. The fact is, the intelligence community doesn't have the facilities to carry out the kind of international surveillance needed to defend this country since 9/11. In some situations, there is no alternative to seeking assistance from the private sector. This is entirely appropriate. Indeed, the Protect America Act and other laws allow directives to be issued to private parties for intelligence gathering purposes. As Attorney General Mukasey has said, even if you believe the lawsuits will ultimately be dismissed, as we do, the prospect of having to defend against these massive claims is an enormous burden. The companies also may suffer significant business and reputational harm from allegations they cannot even respond to publicly. One might even suppose that without liability protection for past activities to aid the government, the private sector might be extremely reluctant to comply with future requests from the government, even though the requests are necessary to protect American lives. That risk is unacceptable to the President. It should be unacceptable to the United States Congress. Liability protection, retroactive to 9/11, is the right thing to do. It's the right way to help us prevent another 9/11 down the road. Actions by Congress sometimes have unexpected consequences, but a failure to enact a permanent FISA update with liability protections would have predictable and serious consequences. Our ability to monitor al-Qaeda terrorists will begin to degrade, and that we simply cannot tolerate. So I'm confident that my colleagues on Capitol Hill will join together to make sure this nation has every tool it needs to fight and to win the war on terror. Not long ago, President Bush said that he knew full well that if we were successful protecting the country, that the lessons of September 11th would become dimmer and dimmer in some people's minds. Then he said, quote, "I just don't have that luxury, nor do the people that work with me to protect America, because we have not forgotten the lessons of September 11th. And I expect that the American people expect Congress to give us the tools necessary to protect them." End quote. Most of us understand the war is real, that we need to stay on the offensive, and that we have to proceed on many fronts at the same time. And if any of us ever lacks for inspiration, we need only look to the men and women doing the toughest work of all, 6,000 or more miles from home. Virtually every day, I am briefed on the progress that our troops are making in Iraq and Afghanistan. And there's never a day that I'm not very, very proud of them. It's impossible to know the men and women of our military and be cynical about America. The freedoms we enjoy, the rights we exercise, all the privileges of living in this country, none of these must ever be taken for granted. We have them because there have always been Americans who stand up for them, who defend them, and when necessary, fight for them. And it's the duty of all of us to pass along to the next generation the free, strong, and secure nation that was passed along to us. This cause is bigger than the quarrels of party and the agendas of politicians, and if we in Washington, all of us, can only see our way clear to work together, then the outcome should not be in doubt. We will do our part to keep this nation safe. We will press on despite any difficulty, and we will prevail. Thank you very much.